We're making venison schmackos. That's what this video. Hello everybody, welcome back to another cooking video here with Jordi from the Huntsman.
That didn't sound like you were too happy to be. We got heaps of cooking to do today, guys, and the first one we're going to start with is a minced jerky.
Yes.
So we've done a jerky before.
What's a minced jerky?
Minced.
I know, I said that, but then I actually knew the answer, but it sounded weird when I heard it.
Oh, I thought you just wanted me to tell them what it was.
No, I know, that's sounded like a setup. It wasn't a setup.
So the last one we done, we used our tenderizer and we sliced them thin.
Yeah.
We put our jerky as pieces of meat.
Strips.
Yeah, like strips of meat. This one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mince our meat. So it's completely already cut up, and we're gonna put it through our minced jerky gun. So this is like basically looks like a Colt gun, but it's got a special thing at the end that's gonna let us make strips onto our dehydrator, and we're gonna dehydrate them. They'll look a little bit like a schmacko for a dog, but they're gonna be a lot easier to eat, and they're gonna be super tasty.
I'm just imagining the editing of this video and like that and that song.
Schmacko.
We're making venison schmackos. That's what this video is.
To get mince, we need to make mince.
Yep.
So what have we got?
So we have Carnivore Collective Mincer here. Again, we're showing this a bunch. This is a really cool bit of kit. Again, I'm a huge fan of mincing. I'll mince like my
world if you're allowed to.
Mince the world. Against my instincts, we have trimmed all the silver skin off and all the
We actually had to lose some meat. We've shown it heaps of times before, but nicely trimmed mince, long strips or cubes at least, partially frozen, if not at least as cold as you can get it, guys.
Cold mincer.
Cold mincer, get a nice cut through, and once we've got our final product, then we can start using it to create some dishes with it.
And a tip from Brent, to have meat already in there.
Always have meat in there, otherwise you're gonna run it dry,
yeah,
and it's gonna heat up.
Yeah, you don't want to blow up.
Or blow it up.
Yeah. Wink.
I don't like to eat anything that's died that I didn't kill. You know what I mean?
No, I do.
Well,
but the way that you said that sounded really creepy.
You're not gonna walk up to a dead sheep in the paddock and be like, burger.
This man's been nicely aged. It just sounded creepy though.
I don't use them and I have killed myself with my own hand.
Oh, hold on, you're gonna talk about creepy. I've seen your little Instagram clip the other day.
That wasn't supposed to be creepy, and I think it came across very creepy.
It came across incredibly creepy.
Okay, so we've put it through once. Now you want to put it through again?
Yeah, we're gonna put it through on a finer plate, but we're also gonna season it first.
Yeah.
So we'll get the seasoning in with the coarse grind, and then we're gonna put it through on the fine grind, and then we'll be able to stuff it into our gun, just to make sure that's all really incorporated.
And what's the ratio for the jerky that we are mixing?
So we're gonna have, this is about 2 kilos of our product. Our Carnivore Collective sachet for the jerky mix, we're gonna go honey and pepper.
Which is 1.5 kilos, isn't it?
No, it's 70 grams. It's anything between 1.5 and 2 kilos, depending on how salty you like.
Oh, that explains mine.
Was it pretty salty?
Amy was like,
can I get a glass of water? I'm gonna go closer to 2.
Okay.
And we're gonna dump the whole thing in and get it mixed up.
all right, do you want me to?
Yep, go for it.
I'm gonna use my
Nice washed hands.
my meat melons.
Tiny little boy hands.
Tiny little man. So recently, Jordi and I had our ear molds done, and it turns out Jordi has like super crazy elephant melon ears, and I've got delicate ballerina ears.
Yep. Her actual words were, "You were much closer to a woman than I was."
How's that?
Yep, perfect.
that.
And then we'll mince it again. Beauty.
So you can see here that that bead is so much finer than the bead that we had previously.
And the seasoning will be all right the way through the mince already. It's not going to be just on the outside. This takes a lot longer, the second mince, because it's just hard to push it down, but
yeah,
it's definitely worth it. Don't rush it, and don't just go straight to the fine mince either.
Yeah.
Because it'll clog it up, it won't get a good cut on it,
yeah,
and it'll heat up, which will separate that fat.
And if you can imagine that that worm inside wants to grab the meat and pull it down, and when it's finer, when you've already minced it, it's trying to grab loose bits of meat, and so it doesn't have that draw that you would get from like a nice long strip. And that's actually some advice that Brent gave us recently from Carnivore Collective, is strips as opposed to chunks. You have a tendency to kind of want to do chunks because that's easy to cut, But obviously strip.
In the hunting world, like that's what most people say as well.
Yeah.
They say 1-inch chunks.
Yeah, and it's just not. If you can go strips, that's going to feed through your mincer a lot easier.
All right, so what we've got, guys, is we've got our jerky gun from Carnivore Collective. Try not to hit someone with it when you're opening it. Looks like a caulk gun, and it's just basically a food-safe version with this thing at the end. This is going to be the nozzle that we're going to do to, once we fill this up with our meat, we're going to be able to do strips, and they're going to be our jerky. So what we're going to do is open up one end. You want to release this and pull it out. So that's going to be your gun end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill this, and you want to make sure, just like with any kind of sausage stuffer, you want no air gaps. So we're going to really get this in here, and we'll use something long to make sure.
Just like if you got something long.
Well, I'm going to use this.
Yeah.
I think this is probably what it'd be good for.
It's almost like it's purpose made for a Jordi. What I'm really keen and interested in is the texture difference.
Yeah. Well, because the last time we made jerky, you were very... it was too chewy for you.
It wasn't too...
We tried
calm
it.
down. It wasn't too chewy. It was just chewier than I would like.
But just because it was chewy, like, doesn't mean it was bad. Everyone has got different tastes and different things of what they like.
And some people are just better at cooking it than others. Like my recent batch was just better than the one that you did.
Then that's what you believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. I'm legitimately asking this to Jordi. Given we're doing mince, not strips, it's not going to be as dense, which means the cook time's going to be less?
That is what I believe, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be less.
That is what I believe. This is what I believe.
This is what I believe.
Again, so I've only done this once before, so I'm not going to sit here and say that I know the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is, like with all cooking, we're going to taste and we're going to try and we're going to figure out what works best.
Yeah.
And then that's how you come up with the best recipes.
Yeah. And I hope that you guys at home get that so much of this is just figuring things out.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like cooking in general. If it doesn't come out right, you can.
Well, it's just minced.
You just put it
pop it in again.
Put it back in again and restart.
And not as easy as it looks, is it, boy?
The problem is it's like the pressure is not enough to.
Let's take all these problem words out.
It's because I'm thinking at the same time as you. Can we put something in to bind it? Like it's like oil or something.
Yeah, we were meant to add soy sauce and Worcester, weren't we? Like it says on the back of the packet.
Did you?
All of that's going to get cut out.
This is you just watch the behind the scenes version of Jordi's cooking channel where he doesn't follow directions. And Chris is the one who figured it out.
Did you read?
I read this the other day, yes.
Yeah.
It was 1/4 cup of Worcestershire and 1/4 cup of soy. Oh. So I've just added in our 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce and 1/4 cup of soy. And that's gonna obviously give it a little bit more flavor, but it's also gonna help bind our jerky together.
After you, sir.
So what I'm doing is I'm making little, almost like little ciabattas. Is that what they're called?
Chivapis?
Chivapis.
Yeah.
So I'm making little chivapis and then putting them in.
Ciabatta is the Italian word for slipper.
Fact of the day. So we've loaded it up about 3/4 of the way. We should say as well that we are making this jerky for season 3 of the Huntsman, and we might even put a little bit of a teaser to the episode where this is being used.
I'm starting to get the hang of it there, guys. And like anything that you do, like I said, I've only done this once or twice before, though I'm really keen to get better at it. They are my first batch of strips. Now I've just taken it nice and slow, gentle in on the squeeze, and I put my strips out, and then we've just got to fill up this whole dehydrator now, guys. So we'll quickly move through and get that.
I figured out a hack. If you push that nozzle all the way down onto the tray, like hard, and then you squeeze, it kind of butts up against that mesh and it creates a more uniform strip as opposed to just shooting it into thin air and hoping it lands really neatly. This way, you can control the flow of that meat coming out a little bit more because it's gonna obviously hit that mesh and then it's gonna stop coming out until you move that nozzle further back. feel like we're learning together, Jordi.
We are.
It's my keen observations and your technical prowess resulting in a very uniform strip now.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When you're making sausages and you've got to find your speed and rhythm.
Yeah.
Do you know of how tight you've got to hold that skin?
Yeah.
As the meat comes off the tube.
And that as well is like a two-man job.
Yeah, and it's also a thing that you have to practice. And like with anything that I tell my apprentices and everything in cooking, what's the worst that can happen with food?
Yeah.
Like, it can either taste bad, and like worst case scenario, you have to throw it out, or it can just eat it and you just try again next time.
So we've piped these jerky minced strips now, and we're going to put them into the dehydrator. It's the final step of the process. So 63 degrees is what you want to put this in at, and usually you put it in somewhere between, they say 4 to 5 hours really. But
I think these are going to be done in less.
I reckon these would be done in, I'm going to say 2.5 hours or 2 hours.
We'll check them after 2 and we'll come back and we'll see how they are, and they might need another hour.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know what the perfect time is and what we feel is the perfect time.
Yeah, and look, it's going to be different for every single batch as well. If you only had one tray in there, again, that's going to change that environment and how quickly it heats up. So again, all this stuff is just experimentation. You'll figure it out, but we'll check on these in a bit. As predicted, they did take 2 hours to fully dry out, and I'm really excited to try these out on our Season 3 trip. Now, as I mentioned previously, I will drop a link below in the description where you can check out that hunt/episode where we eat these. It may not be live when this video comes out, so if that's the case, you'll just have to wait. Otherwise, enjoy the other video. I'll see you around.